I was completely wrong about the Los Angeles Clippers. I can't believe they went out that sad. I really thought things were going to be different this time around, and then I realized these are the same old Clippers. This was an absolute embarrassment. Absolute no-show for the Clippers. I don't care if they were on the road, hostile environment. I mean, if they had at least lost this game while putting forth a solid performance, like they ended up losing by like 4 or 5, whatever the case may be, you can at least hang your hat on that a bit. But they were completely smoked, blown out of the building, and they just had no effort all night long. And this is a team now that hasn't won a playoff series in 4 seasons. They got bounced in the first round in 2023 against the Suns, bounced in the first round last year against the Mavs, and now bounced in the first round against the Nuggets. And it seemed like the stars were aligning this season for the Clippers. They had a healthy Kawhi, who does end this season healthy. Harden playing like an all-star. Zubac's playing extremely well. Thought the supporting cast was intact. The defense, and they just lost to a Nuggets team that fired their head coach a couple weeks ago. I'm speechless. Like, I really don't know how this happened, but it happened. The final score was not an indication of how lopsided of a game this was. The Clippers lose at 120-101, but my goodness, did this thing get extremely ugly. The Clippers trailed by 35. 35 with under 9 minutes to go. It was the worst plus-minus of Kawhi Leonard's career. James Harden had 7 points on 2 of 8 shooting. And this is a guy who continuously comes up short in these big games. For him to just come up empty-handed like this, it is not a good look on his resume, on his career outlook. Like, this is a guy who continuously falls short when the lights are its brightest. And I didn't think James Harden was capable of putting up this poor of a performance because he had such a solid game 6. And again, things just felt different. And the reason why I picked this team to win it all is because I genuinely thought things were different. The Clippers played extraordinarily well to close out the season. Kawhi was healthy. Things were trending upwards. And I liked this team's chances. I really did. This was the most confident I ever was in the Clippers. And I know I picked them previous times, but this year was the most confident I ever was in the Clippers that they were going to at least make a deep run. Like, I was sure as hell convinced they were going to beat this Nuggets team. And maybe it boils down to bad luck too, and unlucky breaks, right? Because I thought that game 1, the Clippers self-destructed towards the end. They beat themselves. They should have won that game 1. And I'm not here to make excuses for the team, but let's call it for what it is. That game 1, it was self-defeating. Then you go to game 4. That's when I really felt good about the Clippers' chances to advance to the second round. They were up 2-1 coming off that big-time win. I thought they were going to go up 3-1. And then, of course, Aaron Gordon with that game-winning dunk. No business whatsoever for that to happen. That game would have gone to overtime. And that's even a questionable dunk in itself. I mean, some people think, yeah, they got it right. Some people think it shouldn't have counted. But the point is, this is such an unlucky team. They never get that break. And I thought they were the better team in this series, and they proved that they were not. And in this game 7, I wasn't super confident in the Clippers beating the Nuggets in Denver, but I did not expect it to be like this. But then again, you got to remind yourself, these are the Clippers. And I just feel for the fan base, Clippers Nation, like, you guys have gone through so much disappointment over the years. It's like you guys are immune to this. But this is just unacceptable now that it continues to happen and they continue to just be the laughing stock, it seems, of the NBA in these big moments, and they just can't get things going where they can go on a run similar to a few seasons ago when they made it to the conference finals. So there's going to be a lot of question marks with this Clippers team. And the $1 million question right now is, where does this team go from here? What are they going to do? Are they going to blow it up? Honestly, for as easy as it is to say it's over, blow this thing up, you got to ride the course. You look at the Clippers situation here. They got Kawhi locked up. James Harden's got a player option, which I fully expect he's going to opt into. I think for the Clippers, for as painful as it is, you got to just commit to building the right supporting cast around Kawhi and James Harden. And the positive to all of this is the fact that Kawhi finally ends the season healthy. And I think for the Clippers, they got to replicate whatever they did this season, next season, of keeping Kawhi healthy for when it matters. So I think that is what they actually did very well this season. And that's what's going to give them the best shot moving forward of having a healthy Kawhi in the postseason. But in terms of like other things they can do, like drastic moves, I don't think they're going to do that, nor do I think they can. They're very limited with what they can do. And for them to blow it up, I think it doesn't make sense at this point. And I know a lot of fans probably don't want to hear this coming out of this disaster of a Game 7, but you got to just hope that the Clippers can put the right pieces around Harden and Kawhi. And for at least one more season, I think you have to run this thing again and see what's going to happen. I don't think Ty Lue's going to get fired. I think he's not going anywhere. What the Clippers can realistically do to help their chances is get more depth, because we saw the supporting cast wasn't good enough. They relied too heavily on that main starting group. So they got to get some bench depth that can actually, hit shots and help this team's offense. And then also another big area in need, I would say, is getting a true backup big for Zubats, because we saw every time Zubats headed to the bench, it completely changed things in a negative way for the Clippers. So I think realistically, that's what I see the Clippers doing. They're going to make the small moves around the margin, similar to what they did going into this season. And it really is frustrating. It is. And I know this team didn't have high expectations coming in like seasons past. A lot of people don't even have this team making the playoffs. But going into the postseason, there was the expectation that this Clippers team could have made a run. Like, a lot of people, not just me, consider this team one of the best in the West. I mean, I'm probably the only guy that ends up picking the Clippers to win the championship, but now I look dumb for that take, obviously. But there was a reason why there was a lot of optimism, and it just didn't happen. So let me know, Clippers fans. Do you want to see this team blow it up? Are you sick and tired of this group? Is it time to move on from even Kawhi? Let me know your thoughts. How would you handle this summer? Or would you make the small moves around the margins and just hope for better luck next time? Because luck has clearly not been on the Clippers side for what feels like the history of their franchise. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Hit a like, subscribe. That is it for me. It's Luke signing off. Thanks for watching. I will catch you all again in the next one.